Recently, I've been getting more comments from those of you that are trying to conceive while you're still breastfeeding an older child. I know the trying to conceive journey looks a little bit different for you, so this video is especially made for you. Hello my lovelies, and welcome to another one of my videos in which we'll be chatting about what to keep in mind when you're trying to conceive while still breastfeeding an older child. I fell pregnant with Lily Rose while still nursing Noah, who was at the time 16 months. So I thought it would be only fitting to publish this video on Lily Rose's first birthday. I have something special for you, a little gift, so do stick around to see how you can access that. So first of all, why is getting pregnant different when you're still nursing an older child? Well, that is because your prolactin levels are higher. When you are producing milk, you are producing prolactin, or actually the other way around. You're producing prolactin still to produce milk for your baby. And prolactin is a hormone that does interfere with ovulation because it inhibits the production of FSH and LH, which are the hormones that mature an egg and then trigger ovulation. So depending on how much you're still nursing, your system will be flooded with a certain amount of prolactin. And this is why initially after birth, if you're exclusively breastfeeding, you're practically able to use this as a contraceptive. In fact, it's 98% effective if you're exclusively breastfeeding the first 6 months, while using the pill is 99% effective. So you see, if you aren't already, before you do start actively trying to conceive that sibling, you need to ask yourself the question if this is truly the right time. I'm not answering this for you, but I have to ask this question because if you're still nursing, chances are that your baby isn't that old yet, and it isn't that long ago that you gave birth and had a pregnancy. Pregnancy isn't easy on the body, so to speak. So you do need to ask yourself this question before you truly proceed. And I did a video on this, I think, last year maybe, so I'll link that in so you can go through all the considerations of trying to conceive that sibling when it hasn't been that long since you gave birth. So first of all, you need to be charting because that's how you will know when your fertile window opens so that you can grab that egg. Know that if you haven't had your period yet, it doesn't mean that you aren't fertile yet. You're first going to ovulate most likely before you have your period. So it's very worthwhile trying to find or spot that fertile window with the help of checking your cervical mucus, for example, or taking ovulation tests. Once you have had your period, don't expect ovulation to be happening cycle day 14. Expect it to be late. The prolactin, as I said, is going to inhibit the production of FSH and LH. So it's going to take a while, probably each cycle, for your body to gear up towards ovulation. And as you're gearing up towards ovulation, it is also very normal for you to see multiple bouts of cervical mucus or several positive ovulation tests or several bouts of ovulation tests. It doesn't mean immediately that something's wrong. No, prolactin is inhibiting all the other hormones that are meant to mature and release that egg. So seeing all of this while you're still nursing is very common, very normal. As soon as you see the cervical mucus show up, this is a good time to start using ovulation test strips to see if indeed LH is progressing or showing up. I wouldn't recommend the digital tests because they don't show you the progression, and it's very normal for you to have ovulation tests that show LH but it's not positive for a very long time, and you're going to want to see the progression. Another good symptom or sign to look out for is that once your libido starts to pick up, because that is also under the influence of all these ovulation producing hormones, your libido is probably going to go up. So once you start to notice that, keep in mind that ovulation might be showing up. Also expect your luteal phase to be on the short side. It is very normal for your progesterone not to be ideal, especially since you're also probably going to be stressed and sleep deprived because you're still nursing an older child. So expect your progesterone to be on the lower side, for temperatures to dip earlier, for the luteal phase to be shorter as well. And then here comes in my surprise, my gift. I have made you a module on my chart invitation course with breastfeeding charts. And you can get this module completely for free for this coming month. And I mean, once you've signed up, you can have it for free forever. But it's the coming month that it is completely for free. And you can use the link in the description down below to get to it. And then you pop in the little code and boom, you're there. Module all yours. I hope those breastfeeding charts will kind of help you as well to discover your own fertile window, but also to recognize that probably the charts that you've got are most likely normal, not something to worry about at this point. All right, then I need to touch on the topic of Vitex because I need to tell you, don't be tempted to use Vitex. It seems that a lot of women, while they are trying to conceive and still nursing, that because they have the shorter luteal phase or they think they have progesterone issues, that Vitex is the solution. No, it definitely is not. The reason that your prolactin is high is not because of a dopamine issue, it's because you're nursing. So don't use Vitex, please don't. And if you want to learn more about Vitex, I have a video and an article series that I will also link down below for you. If you do want to work on your progesterone levels, it is much better for you to work on your stress levels and your sleep. And as I said, it's very likely that you will be struggling with this because you are already a mom and you probably have broken nights. But this is definitely where you can win the most to get your progesterone levels up and to lengthen your luteal phase. And then you may have the question, is it possible for me to keep nursing once I am pregnant? Yes. It absolutely is. Things will change. Because of the hormones, your nipples might become a little bit more sensitive. For some women, it gets really painful, in fact, and they have to stop nursing. So you need to keep that in mind that that is a possibility for you. For me, nursing was already really painful anyway because of my son's tongue tie, and pregnancy didn't do my breasts any favors. But even I was able to keep up the nursing throughout the entire pregnancy. And while the milk did go down, yes, while I did have quite a bit of pain, I can tell you it was so incredibly worth it because once my baby girl was born, first of all, my son had, open bar. Dude, he was happy. Milk was overflowing. Secondly, the tandem nursing was really special because the bond between the two was just really precious to see while they were nursing together, and I really think it helped my son to accept his sibling a lot easier than maybe if he would have had to pass the boob on to her, but now they could share. And it was fantastic for me for engorgement. Engorgement, hey, son, come over here, help your mama out. It was brilliant. And another fantastic thing was that my milk came in so quickly. Lily Rose lost absolutely no weight. And I know that this is an accepted phenomenon for newborns, but you see, it's not necessary if you're still nursing an older child and your milk comes in quickly. Lily just grew and grew and grew, and in fact, she still is. She is such a pudgy baby. So go ahead and head on over to my chart annotation course to get access to that breastfeeding charts module. And if you're interested in more charting videos, definitely click on the playlist on your screen right now. And in the meantime, see you in the next video. Bye.